Hey everyone, Retire on Dividends here, back to make another series to the dry, which is Defiance versus Roundhill versus YieldMax. But this time I did remember I'm going to start with the other three Defiance funds. Got to show them some love. They are very good funds. So let's talk about them first. I'll make it quick so you guys don't cry. But yeah, we're talking about SPYT, USOY, and QQQT. IWMT is just there. I know they filed for it. We're just waiting for it to launch, and hopefully it does launch soon. But unfortunately, the popularity of QQQT was kind of a letdown. So I think that they're thinking to hold off for now. But honestly, you know, and I told Sylvia this, I believe. I said IWMT will be more popular than QQQT. That's my opinion. Anyway, so we talked about the last distribution. Obviously, you know, we know SPYT, QQQT, no matter what, they're going to pay you a 20% annualized yield, whatever that comes to on a monthly basis. And USOY is always up in the air. You know, they pay different amounts, right? From inception, the first payment was 43% yield. That sucked. And then 74% yield, awesome. 51% yield, pretty good. 75% yield, 48, 62, and then 70. So USOY is all over the place, but to be honest, their average is 60%, which is pretty damn solid. Unfortunately, the fund is not performing as fantastic as we want, but give it more time. A lot of sirens going on here. I don't know what's going on, but I guess we'll find out sooner or later. All right, so we got to look at the income per share column. So 12/7, right? Today, as I'm making this video, I should probably know the date. It's December 14th. So 12/7 would have been, you know, the last Saturday, which, yes, for whatever reason, it shows the Monday's date on the Saturday change on Google Sheets. So 12/7 being the Saturday shows how much Monday did. But whatever. Okay, so this is for SPYT. So I'll go in order. Monday, they lost 10 cents. Tuesday, they lost 5 cents. Wednesday, they gained 13 cents. Thursday, they lost 7. And then Friday, they lost 1. So, I mean, that's not that good at all, honestly. They started the week with 13 cents month-to-date income, and they ended the week at 3 cents. 7.63% recovery rate. Pretty bad, honestly. SPYT, you know, it's a great fund, but this is not a great start, unfortunately. Obviously, Thursday, Friday kind of just destroyed it, losing 7 and 1 cent, but it's kind of like they're starting over again. But, you know, if we do look at total return, though, from inception, they are up 14.89%. That's without dividend reinvesting, of course. But, yeah, I mean, not a great start, but they got some time. They got time to catch up and do 100% recovery. Hopefully they do. All right, so let's go to USOY, who has not been doing that well, but hopefully they do now. Let's see. Monday, they made 17 cents. Actually, let's go. So they ended up last week when I covered this fund. They were down for the month, actually, 16 cents. Monday, great start, made 17 cents. Tuesday, made 4 cents. Wednesday, made 11 cents. Thursday, made 11 cents, and then Friday made 4 cents. So this whole entire week, the fund has gone up every single day. So the month-to-date income, they are at 31 cents. That is a 35% recovery rate from what they paid on the prior distribution. I mean, that's pretty damn good. You know, USOY finally doing something decent, right? They're up and down. I mean, you see the price. They launch around, what, 20? They're at 14. Yeah, that's not good, but you know, again, we'll see how this fund performs, you know, in the long term, total return wise. I do have the total return numbers, though, to the right. From inception, they are up 1.21%. Is that good? I mean, no. I mean, that's not. I mean, we need something better than that. But hopefully, again, things get better. Then I'll do QQQT. So how are they doing? How you doing? Let's see. They ended last week. They were up 55 cents month-to-date income. Monday. Great start. They lost 16 cents. Wah, wah. All right. Tuesday, lost 5 cents. Okay, that sucks. But look at that. Wednesday, 33 cents. They made it all up and more. And then they lost 10, and then they gained 10. So in the end, they ended up 67 cents. So overall for the week, they are up, which is great. And they made 67 cents. And guess what? That's a 196% recovery rate because they paid 34 cents last month. So they've recovered that and then some, almost 2 times. So QQQT, what a comeback. Good job, buddy. Their total return, they are up 6.96%. So again, great. SPYT, usually the overperformer here. And this week, not so much. USOY and QQQT outshining SPYT. Summary tab, nothing to really cover here. We talked about this last week. Obviously, based on the last distribution, SPYT, they made 98 cents. They went up 98 cents per share during that time period. They paid 34, so great. USOY, they went up 55 cents per share. They paid 87. And then QQQT, they made 92, paid 34. So SPYT and QQQT had a great month last month. USOY, it was okay. And then obviously we talked about the amount to reinvest and all that. But for the most part, so far, based on how SPYT is performing, you basically don't have to reinvest. You can just collect that 20% distribution and you could essentially stay flat, capital flat. Hopefully things stay that way. QQQT and USOY, not so much, but hopefully in due time, things will look better. So anyway, moving on to the status. I did not update this, the current week's shares, but I can. So SPYT, if I go to the website, I did pull it up. They default to leverage. You got to pull up SPYT right there. I literally just got home from freaking baseball practice, and I have to run out right after this. I'm like squeezing in this video. 4.3 million outstanding shares. There we go. 4300000. All right. So that's a change of that's an additional 350,000 outstanding shares purchased. That's a net asset change of 6.5 million. Awesome. All right. That's good news for Defiance. All right. It's also good news for us. Why? Because we want to be in a fund that people are actually still buying. We don't want to be in a fund that's going to go, be delisted or something, right? Or closed out. All right. So let's go to USOY. If anyone's questionable, it's USOY, right? Let's see if they got popular. All right. They got 1.275. How does that fare with last week? Yeah, same. It's either that or they didn't update it. But yeah, not much, not much going on with USOY. Not very popular. In value, though, they did go up 624,000, probably because the fund obviously went up in price. But yeah, whatever. All right, last but not least, QQQT. I would expect, since SPYT went up a decent amount, you would think QQQT would do the same. Let's see. All right. Outstanding shares, 900,000. Slight increase, but better than nothing, right? 900, 1, 2, 3. Boom. So that's a 25,000 increase. That's probably one creation unit. Net asset change, that's an increase of 581,000. So, all right. Not bad on these three for Defiance. So now we can move on to the main event. Dry, right? Let's get ready to rumble. There we go. All right. Anyway, for those of you new to this series, what we do here is we compare Roundhill. Basically, it's Roundhill versus Defiance, and then we add YieldMax into the party to see how they fare against these. But for right now, we compare the Roundhill indexes versus the Defiance indexes, just to see how are they doing? Are these funds good? Are they beating the index? Are they beating their competitors? Let's see. All right, so first we'll start with Monday. Monday, the Nasdaq went down 0.84%. QQQY, which is the Defiance fund, it went down 0.63%, so less than the Nasdaq. And QDTE actually went down more than the Nasdaq. It went down 0.9%. So QQQY for the win on the Monday. So good job. Next day, Tuesday, the Nasdaq went down 0.34%. QQQY went down 0.12%. And QDTE went down 0.23%. Both of them beat the index. However, QQQY was the overall winner. So good job. Next, Wednesday, big day, big jump. Nasdaq went up 1.85%. I mean, without even looking, we could pretty much guess the winner. QQQY went up 0.48%. And look at that, QDTE, 1.3%. Again, big upside. You can almost guarantee Roundhill will take that win. So QDTE for the win. All right, up next, NASDAQ. Thursday, it went down 0.68%. QQQY went down 0.38%. And QDTE went down 0.61%. So, again, both of them really beat the index, which, that's important. But QQQY, the overall winner. And last but not least, Friday, the NASDAQ went up 0.76%. QQQY can't keep up. It only captured 0.33%. QDTE said, no problem, I'll capture 0.81%. So QDTE beat the index and beat QQQY. So QDTE for the win on the Friday. However, the overall winner this week is QQQY with 3 wins versus Roundhill's 2 wins. So, good job, Defiance. You got that one. All right, let's go to the S&P comparison. All right, so Monday, everyone's favorite freaking day. The S&P went down 0.61%. WDTE, which is Defiance Fund, went down 0.68%. XDTE went down 0.62%. So both of them did worse than the index, but XDTE actually beat, a Roundhill fund beat Defiance on a down day. Typically on down days, again, I noticed that Defiance would typically be the winner, but not today, not on the Monday. Roundhill won by 0.08%. Good job, Roundhill. All right, Tuesday. Not a great week for the S&P, huh? S&P went down 0.3%, and WDTE went down a little less, 0.24%. XDTE went down even less, 0.19%. So XDTE for the win yet again. Okay, Wednesday, S&P actually went up. It went up 0.82%. WDTE only captured 0.29%. Come on, man, do a little better. XDTE, nice, captured 0.73%. So there you go. XDTE, 3 in a row. They won the week already, right? 3 in a row. But Thursday came and S&P went down 0.54%. WDTE went down 0.4%. XDTE went down 0.48%. Both of them beat the index, which is good, but WDTE did win the day. So finally, avoiding the sweep, WDTE. Good job. And then Friday came, and believe it or not, assuming this is the correct, Friday, no change. So what happens when there's no change? Well, you see it here. For some reason, I don't know how that happened, but WDTE went down 0.02%. That's weird. I mean, that's not really much at all, but still, how would it go down? It should just capture the premium. Whatever. Someone ask Max Convexity to review the Friday trades, please. Or someone who reviews freaking Defiance. That would be awesome to know, like, how exactly that happened. Anyway, XDTE went up 0.04%, so XDTE for the win. So the overall winner is Defiance, XDTE, 4 wins versus, Roundhill's XDTE for the win, 4 wins versus Defiance, WDTE, 1 win. All right, now for the fun part, the Degenerate Index, RDTE, the small caps. Do we like small caps? Sure we do. Sorry, I had to take a sip of water. The Russell on Monday, it went down 0.67%. IWMY said, I'm not going down that much. I'm only going down 0.18%. And RDTE only went down 0.36%. So both of them beat the index, but IWMY took the win. Tuesday, the Russell went down 0.42%. IWMY went down less. It went down 0.28%. RDTE also went down less than the index, 0.36%. But IWMY is the overall winner. Okay, Wednesday, the index went up 0.48%. IWMY captured 0.8%. Wow. On the upside, that's surprising. RDTE only captured 0.63%. So on an up day, 0.5%, Defiance beat Roundhill. That's interesting. IWMY for the win yet again. Thursday, big down day. The Russell went down 1.38%. IWMY went down 1.09%. And then RDTE went down even more, 1.27%. The IWMY for the win yet again. And then last but not least, Friday, the Russell went down 0.6%. IWMY went down 0.47%, and RDTE went down 0.48%. So IWMY with the sweep 5-0 just made it on the Friday. They won by 0.01% on that Friday. But IWMY whooped some ass. Great job. All right. So now we compare YMAX versus YMAG. Why? Because why the hell not? All right. Monday, YMAX went down 0.8%. YMAG only went down 0.1%. YMAG for the win on the Monday. Tuesday, YMAX went down 1.3%. Well, that sucks because YMAG went up. It went up 0.05%. YMAG for the win yet again. Wednesday, YMAX, they said, I'm going up, baby. I'm going up 1.1%. Where you at? YMAG said, I'll take that and I match you. I got 1.96%. So YMAG 3-0. Look at that. Thursday, all right, YMAX went down 0.47%. YMAG went down, but only 0.16%. So YMAG for the win yet again, 4-0. And then Friday came and YMAX went down 0.38%. YMAG went down more. Unfortunately, they couldn't get the sweep. They went down 0.5%. So YMAX took the win on the Friday. But the overall winner was YMAG over YMAX 4-1. So good job, YMAG. Usually, YMAX has been kicking ass, but YMAG said, you know what? I'm $20 now. Where you at? Where you at, son? You got nothing on me. All right. Let's move on to the wars. So now we have the yield war. So what do we do here? We compare the latest payment that was made on each fund, right? You take that payment, you multiply it by 52, right? Because they pay weekly. And then you divide by the price on declaration. So, and then I highlight on the bottom, you can see on December 11th, which was declaration date, who paid the highest yield. So guess who number one was? IWMY. IWMY kicked ass all around this week. The yield was 51.8%. That is yet another week. They have been in the top 3 every single week since I've been covering. So IWMY, by far the best yielder out of the group, right? Overall average, maybe not, right? Let's look at the average. 52. Yeah, YMAX has a better average. However, the consistency of the high yield is what IWMY has. So yeah, they had the highest yield this week at 51.8%. And then in second place is QQQY at 44.3% yield. And in third place is RDTE at 43.1%. Yeah, just barely, because YMAG had 43.03%. But overall, yes, Defiance always pays a higher yield. Typically always pays a higher yield than Roundhill, right? But they're more aggressive funds. And they toned it down a little bit. Even after they toned it down, they still have a higher yield than Roundhill. Now, YMAX and YMAG, they had kind of a letdown week. It's all right, though. They can't be great at every week. But yeah, not a great payment for them. So they, YMAX yielded 34%, which is really bad. I love how 34% is really bad. You got to love that. But anyway, we talked about YMAG. They were 43%. All right, let's go to the NAV war. All right, so what do we do here? We just compare the movement and the price. What went up the most? And let's compare it to the index. Let's see. Number one, first place, YMAG went up the most this week, 1.25%. Second place was the NASDAQ, 0.75%. Third place was QDTE. It went up 0.38%. And believe it or not, guys, everything else was in the negative. The worst performing fund of the week was the Russell index. The Russell index did the worst. Went down 2.6%. Who was the next worst? Let's see. RDTE went down 1.84%. Oh, wait. No, I'm sorry. YMAX was the next worst. They're both pretty bad. YMAX went down 1.86%. But wow, everything in the negative, you could see. Rough week, man. But let's see. Defiance versus Roundhill. Obviously, QDTE beat QQQY. And then we look at the S&P funds. XDTE did beat WDTE. And then IWMY beat RDTE. And then, of course, YMAG whooped YMAX's ass. Total return wise, since I've been tracking it, of course, the Roundhill funds total return domination. Why domination? It's because when they get the big up days and it happens after hours, Roundhill is able to capitalize on that because why? Well, they do 0 DTE, and since they have a long call on the index, they're able to capture that upside on the after hours in the pre-market. And someone asked me the other day, well, even if Defiance does 0 DTE, it doesn't matter, right? Because they don't have any long calls. And that's true. They can't capture the upside overnight if they didn't, have any freaking puts in there. They don't have the long call. They don't have that part. All of their funds will just be, the only holdings you'll see is treasuries, essentially, and bonds or whatever. But, so yeah, that's just something that Defiance needs to think about. I think so. What do you guys think? But yeah, I like Roundhill. That's a huge advantage for Roundhill to have that in their back pocket, doing the 0 DTE and being able to take advantage of the, the upside. Obviously, they can get the downside too, but the overnight, in the pre-market. So anyway, so overall, who's the overall winner total return? It's still YMAX though. Total return since I've been tracking on October 4th. They are up 14.73%. Number 2, second place, YMAX, 13.99%. And no, I didn't mention it, but the MAGS index is actually the best. They're up 19.2%. But fund-wise, it's YMAX and YMAG. But yeah, the others, everyone's positive. So no matter what fund or index you own, you'd be in the positive either way. All right, now it's time for the assets under management war. So what funds went up, what funds went down? First, if you look at QQQY and QDTE, QQQY lost 50,000 outstanding shares. QDTE gained 350,000 outstanding shares. Net asset value change, QQQY dropped 3.7 mil. QDTE gained 15 mil. So again, nothing unusual here. Roundhill growing, Defiance not. WDTE, no change, no update or no change. XDTE did increase by 250,000 outstanding shares. As far as net asset change, WDTE went down 1.3 mil. Roundhill's fund went up 11.1 mil. As far as IWMY and RDTE, IWMY, no additional outstanding shares were purchased this week. RDTE with an additional 490,000 outstanding shares. So IWMY with a net asset change of negative 2.6 mil. RDTE with a net change of an increase of 17.4 mil. So Roundhill still whooping Defiance's ass as far as net asset value change week over week. But, maybe once people see IWMY's powerful week, I don't know, things will change. I think IWMY is just a really, really good fund. Only because, the Russell's very volatile. So that premium that they can make on puts is really good. Anyway, YMAX, as far as their week, unbelievable. Look at this. 5.1 million outstanding share increase. Crazy. And then YMAG, 450,000 outstanding share increase. Overall, look at that. YMAX went up $79 million. Oh my. So that's unbelievable. YMAG went up 10 million. So look at that, 79 million, right? So what does that mean? That means all those other funds are increasing, right? Because they purchased the other funds. So obviously they're going to keep growing. Like YMAX is the perfect fund for YieldMax to do because obviously it helps them, right? Anyway, here's the summary. Roundhill, first place still, 1 bill. We knew that. They were 1 bill last week. YieldMax catching up, though. They're at 920 mil, even though they only have 2 funds in comparison. And then Defiance in last place at 383 mil. Again, not bad, but they've been better, that's for sure. Now, here's the finals where I just basically look, all right, what's the average yield? What's the total NAV, if you guys cared. So QQQY versus QDTE. QQQY, yes, of course their average yield is higher, but QDTE has a better NAV. So QQQY has a 43% yield, QDTE 29% yield, QQQY 3.6% NAV increase, and then QDTE went up 7.8% in NAV. WDTE versus XDTE. WDTE's yield is 33.1% on average. XDTE's average yield is 20.9%. Total NAV on WDTE, that's a positive 2.3%. Total NAV on XDTE, positive 5.2%. So same thing. Defiance better yield, Roundhill better NAV appreciation. IWMY really whooped that ass, 52.8% yield. RDTE only 36.6% yield. However, on the flip side, RDTE whooping ass on the NAV. RDTE up 6.3%. IWMY only up 1.3%. Now look at this battle. You gotta love it. YMAX 58.33% yield. YMAG 49% yield. Man, they are getting close. But this is even closer. Total NAV appreciation. YMAX has gone up. Again, this is since I've been tracking it since, I believe, October 4th. YMAX has gone up 14.81%, and YMAG went up 14.06%. So all I can say is, wow. Crazy stuff, man. So that's the update on dry, right? Defiance versus Roundhill versus YieldMax. And yeah, we cover this once per week. These are the various categories that we cover. And why do we do this? Just to see how they perform. More importantly, like when the index is, when the index goes up a little, which fund does better? When the index goes down a little, which index does better? When the index goes up a lot, which, So now we can see like what to expect on a bull market, a bear market, or a flat market. So just to give you, guys, a better idea, what do I invest in all these funds. I go over this every week. I own all 8 funds, and they pay me weekly, and they pay my bills. They're working on paying most of my bills, soon to be all in 2025. So I am working on that. Am I thinking about cutting any? No, not at this very moment. I'm continuing to buy equal allocation based on quantity, which obviously some funds are higher than others. So, my market value of YMAX and YMAG is not as great as the Roundhill and Defiance, which sucks because they've been performing the best. So, that's my fault. I should have actually balanced it out a different way, but I just made it easy on myself. But anyway, guys, so that's the update. That's all I've really got. I got to get moving. So I'm just going to say, as always, this is not financial advice. I am not a financial advisor. This video is for fun and entertainment. So hopefully you had fun. Hopefully you're entertained. If not, we will try again next week. If you have any questions or concerns, leave them in the comments below. If you enjoy this series, again, just please hit the like button. If you want to help out the channel even further, feel free to share this with your friends and family. And I know they won't believe you. Something that pays this yield, they'll say it's a scam, of course, right? But show them this. Show them how these funds perform and how they're doing in comparison, and then let them be the judge, right? But obviously I have other videos that explain how the funds work too. But anyway, I got to go. And yeah, hope you guys have a great weekend or a great week if you're watching it during the week or whenever the hell you're watching it. But either way, thank you for watching. I do greatly appreciate it. Take care. Later.